Good morning. It's Thursday, October 23rd, and it's time for Q&A. Still in my dog walking clothes. I'm going to get dressed for the day later, but I wanted to dive in because we have some amazing questions. Do I weigh myself often? Doris wants to know. Janelle asks for suggestions. She's pescatarian. She started working out more. Feels amazing, but she's hungry all the time. Loves fruits and veggies and chocolate. Same, girl, same. And just wants some advice about this. Love, love, love this question. These are two deep dive questions. And there was also a question. Let's see, what was that other one? Oh, honestly, do I have a boyfriend? I ask in my question box for questions about mindset, nutrition, and fitness. And I always, always, always receive questions about my relationship status. And that's fine. It's entertaining. So if you're seeing me for the first time, hi there. I'm Elizabeth from Happy, Healthy, and Hot. I'm a 59-year-old double certified health and weight loss coach, author, content creator, and now three-time finalist in the Maximum Cover Girl competition in my 50s, competing with women mostly in their 20s and 30s because it is time to tell a new story about aging. We can love our bodies and our lives at any age. And there are so many resources for you. I'm going to drop them in the caption here. I have published three books. I have a journal, the Happy, Healthy, Not Journal. That is a physical book. It's on Amazon, published that back in 2021. 90-day journal to help you love your body and your life. There's space to track your food, what you're eating, your workouts, and all the mindset stuff that just takes a couple minutes. A quick gratitude list, setting an intention for the day, picking an affirmation for the day, listing something you are proud of about yourself, because that is big. We need to learn to brag. This journal has changed so many lives, including mine. I use it every single day. I also have two cookbooks. They are both ebooks. They are packed with my high protein, low calorie, bikini friendly recipes, as well as real life weight loss strategies that work. Strategies that have helped my clients lose 10 to 35 pounds and keep it off. And the strategies I use to stay lean and fit even now, 5 years post menopause. So I will link all of that below. Okay, I want to dive into Janelle's question first. So Janelle is pescatarian, so she eats eggs and fish, no like beef, chicken, or no actual meat. Fruits and veggies, loves chocolate, as do I. And she's stepped up her workouts because she's amazing. And Janelle's already like fit and gorgeous. But she's hungry all the time. What to do? Well, your body is telling you something. You do need to eat, but we want to be really, we kind of look at what does your body need? What is going to be helpful? And I had already answered Janelle in the DMs. I wasn't sure if she ate the fish and eggs. But now that I know that, that makes this answering this even easier. You know what I've been saying for the last decade that I've been online. I can't believe it's a decade. Blows my mind. Officially November 2nd. Prioritize protein and produce. Build your meals around high quality, protein dense foods. Fill in with those gorgeous, colorful fruits and veggies. So, the first thing I'm going to suggest to you, Janelle, is that you step up the protein, making sure it's really satiating. So, things that include healthy fats, like the fattier fish, like salmon. I don't know if you eat sardines, most people don't, but they're amazing. So nutrient dense. Um, Eggs, including the yolk. And I mean, you can boost protein with extra egg whites, but that yolk like has the fat and those fat soluble nutrients that your body wants and desires right now. And then also looking into things like nuts and seeds that are a great mix of fat, protein, and carbs. And when somebody is really in a trying to get into a calorie deficit and lose weight, I'm going to say let's back off the nuts and seeds because they are very calorie dense. I always encourage everybody to measure them. A quarter cup of most nuts is around 200 calories, so they're really easy to overeat. But again, for somebody that is finding yourself hungry a lot, you want to make sure you are giving your body nutrient dense foods. And then from there, I would look at upping the fruits and veggies and consuming some of the starchier ones like the bananas, the sweet potatoes, the white potatoes, things like that to satisfy that hunger. It also kind of depends. Some people are volume eaters and want large volumes of food, in which case you can certainly increase the leafy greens and all of that to have more bulk. But I think in this case, in this situation, like your body just needs fuel to rebuild that to build that muscle because you are stepping it up with your workouts. And I love, love, love it. And then I know you like chocolate, as do I. So certainly you can intentionally enjoy some delicious, high quality dark chocolate every single day if you want. Just make sure it's fitting in kind of with a good calorie range for you. But I also sent you now my 50-calorie brownie recipe, which you can find actually in both of my cookbooks. There aren't many recipes that I duplicate, but that one I put in both cookbooks because it's such a popular recipe. And they're so great because the base is sweet potato. It's our little secret. And that gives it this, there's no flour, there's no grains, they're sweetened. I mean, the sweet potatoes naturally sweet, and then we add some granulated monk fruit or other like non-caloric granulated sweetener, real cocoa powder. I use Hershey's because that's like the hometown favorite around here. And they're eggs, they're just delicious, nourishing. And when you cut this, you bake it in a regular like square pan, cut it into 16 pieces. Each brownie is 50 calories, which blows my mind. And they're so rich and fudgy and satisfying and delicious that you're not going to want to eat the whole pan the way you might with traditional brownie recipes. You're going to be satisfied. So all of these things, Janelle, nourish your body, feed it real food. You are moving your body, and all of these delicious, nourishing foods are not only going to help you build that muscle and give you that amazing tone and definition, they're going to make your skin glorious. You're going to be glowing, even more glowing and gorgeous than you already are. And Janelle, is a model, actress, doctor. This woman is brilliant. So you go, Janelle. I am always, always, always cheering you on. Next question, Doris asks, do I weigh myself often? I weigh myself every damn day, but that doesn't mean that you should, Doris. So I have worked with I've worked with clients that weigh themselves every single day and it works beautifully. I've worked with people that I say in the beginning, stop weighing yourself, walk away from the scale, hide the scale. So like anything else, there is a spectrum. There are people that weigh themselves multiple times a day, obsessively, and there are people that never weigh themselves and are like, oh, I'm just going to be intuitive. I'm going by how my clothes fit. And that can backfire on you because let me tell you, if you're wearing leggings or pajama pants, it doesn't matter how your clothes fit. They're going to keep on fitting and you're getting fatter. And that's just me being real because back in the day when clothes were tailored, back in the day when jeans didn't have stretch, back in those days, which is what I grew up in, yeah, you could go by how your clothes fit. Now sizes are screwed up. Everything is stretch in it. Everything's forgiving. Don't go by your clothes fit. You could put on 20 pounds and not even know it. So not that the scale is the only thing. It's not. But here's why I weigh myself daily. It has taken the emotion out of the number. The scale can be very emotional for people. And if you grew up humiliated because you were weighed in front of everybody in elementary school and people laughed, okay, just put that damn scale away for a while till we get things healthier for you. So if the scale brings up horrible negative emotions, we don't need to weigh ourselves right now. But eventually, we also need to know that that number is feedback. That number is data that we can use. It's not the most important feedback. It's not the most important data. It's a number, but it is something to be aware of. For somebody like me who is I'm looking to put on muscle, stay lean, all of the things. So I'm not looking to lose weight, but I also don't want to be gaining excess, excess fat. So I weigh myself daily using a scale that's linked to my LTK shop that I bought on Amazon at the recommendation of several friends who were using it. That when you stand on it with your bare feet on these sensors, in addition to your weight, which is going to tell you regardless, it tells you, and I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, but it says things like body fat percentage, all these different measures. And then there's an app that you can use to track that if you want. I'm not using the app right now. I'm not even checking all that stuff. Right now, I'm just looking at my weight. But at times I've really kind of tracked everything. And again, not that it's perfect, 100% accurate, but you at least have a baseline. So I weigh myself because I have eliminated emotion from the numbers. And it allows me to see, first of all, that fluctuations are perfectly normal. Probably even more so for women than men, but anybody's weight is going to fluctuate a bit based on hydration, based on, did you go to the bath? Did your bowels move this morning? Like if you're constipated, your weight might be up. You could be retaining water simply from something that you ate. The other day at work, I have this part-time job as a server in an Italian restaurant, which is actually, well, really phasing out now. And I ate a lot of green olives and doesn't matter if they were green or black. Olives are salty, and I'm not afraid of salt at all. And some Parmesan cheese. Delicious. Oh, so good. So good. This is my little work snack. And I thought about it later, I thought, oh, I could be holding on to some water tomorrow morning, which often, even if I weren't to weigh myself, I'll see it in my face. I'll see it like around my eyes. So I had that awareness. But yeah, so I weigh myself every day. It makes me very aware that there are going to be subtle fluctuations that are going to be fine. But if it's working its way up, well, that's not what I want, you know? And if you're trying to lose weight, it's okay that you get to see that it's like, even if you're being consistent with your habits, the weight isn't necessarily going to come off completely consistently. So it just allows you to see this information. So I weigh myself and I write that. Again, there's an app, but I love pen and paper. So I write down my weight in my journal every single day. I also write down what I eat. I loosely track my protein and calories. Now people say, oh, why are you doing that if you don't need to lose weight? First of all, it's super easy for me because I know this stuff, but it helps build awareness. Keeping track of what I eat allows me to see patterns. So I used to do this anytime I wanted to get myself back on track. Say I had a couple pounds to lose. I was going to start weighing myself every day. I mean, I've pretty much weighed myself every day for a long time and start writing down what I eat to really keep track. Then one day I said to myself, what if I just never got off track because I always wrote down what I ate? Boom. Boom. I always have clients, at least in the beginning when I'm working with somebody, write down every single thing they're eating because it makes you hold yourself accountable. So, and this is why I weigh myself every day. It's holding me accountable. I am keeping the train on the track rather than getting it back off after it's derailed and there's a giant train wreck. Do you see what I mean? It's the small habits done consistently that compound over time to yield amazing results. But I also think it's so important to know to remember that number on the scale is not a reflection of your self-worth. It is a reflection of your habits. It's a reflection of what you're doing. So it's going to hold you accountable. Other factors to pay attention to. How do you feel? Or do you feel, I'm aware of the muscle that I'm building. I can literally feel it. I can feel it. How do you feel getting out of bed in the morning? Do you feel energized? Do you feel light and tight? Or do you feel like you're dragging? All of these things are things to pay attention to. How does your face look? I got prettier as I started eating cleaner, prettier. My face has literally changed. And I'm not talking about the Botox. Yeah, I get Botox here in my forehead. Also, I do use a jaw exerciser, which has made my lips fuller. I'm talking about subtle inflammation that was going on in my face that I wasn't even aware of until it went away. I got prettier. My eyes got, I have like deep set, what are they called? Like hooded eyes, but they're not as hooded as they used to be. They're more open as some of that inflammation went away. So I weigh myself every damn day. Um, and some people suggest once a week. Here's why I don't look. I weigh myself every day. I get up, pee, strip down, weigh myself stark naked when I first get up. So that's the baseline. I do that every damn day. Now, to people who say weigh yourself once a week, here's why I don't suggest that for most people. It can actually be discouraging because when you weigh yourself every day, you see that there are these natural fluctuations. So say you say, well, I'm going to weigh myself once a week and it's Sunday mornings. You're going to weigh yourself naked first thing when you get up. You're going to do this once a week. So you weigh yourself and you write it down and you're like, okay, I'm going to weigh myself a week later. And you're trying to lose weight, say. You're in a calorie deficit, you're getting your steps in, you're doing great. But the next Sunday, when you weigh yourself at that exact same time, you've been in a calorie deficit all week long, like definitely a calorie deficit. You've been amazing. You're optimizing your sleep, you're getting your steps in, you're doing all of these things. You've eliminated foods that are inflammatory. And the next Sunday you get on the scale and you're actually up a pound because the night before you went out to eat and you ate super clean, but they were singing that salad dressing that made you retain water. And then you're like, shit, I've been working so hard and I gained a pound. Well, screw this. I'm not doing it anymore. If you were weighing yourself every day, you'd see you had lost weight. And then you notice, oh, wow, isn't that interesting? Sunday morning, so maybe by Saturday morning, you would have been down 2 pounds or a pound and a half. But you didn't weigh yourself Saturday morning because you only weigh yourself once a week. And then Sunday comes and suddenly you're up a pound because of that damn salad dressing. And now you're discouraged and pissed off. You're like, why did I work so hard? Actually, all of the stuff you're doing absolutely was paying off. And the more consistently you do it, the better it's going to get. So that's why I don't think weighing yourself once a week is the best idea, because if you weigh yourself every day, you see these subtle fluctuations. And again, if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to see that it is going down. Or if you just want to stay where you are, like I do, you can see, oh, look, I'm up by half pound, down. And you can see you're right around that sweet spot and everything's good. So that was a long answer, but I just feel all of these questions that people ask. Yes, I could answer them like in one word. Do I weigh myself often? Yes. But that's not giving you all of the nuances. And just because I do it doesn't mean you need to do it the same way. If the scale is triggering you, if the scale's bringing up horrible emotions, just focus on taking care of yourself and then start weighing yourself down the road. So last question, T Smitty 9999, whatever. Honestly, do you have a boyfriend? Honestly, that's not what this is about. So I share bits and pieces of my personal life here because I'm a real person with a lot of sides and nuances. And if in some of my course, Elevate with Elizabeth, I do share more about my personal life for people who are trying to grow and expand. And I'll drop a link to Elevate. Let me know if you want a link to that course because it's going to be updated soon. If you want a link, I will send it to you. And then I would also give you the updates when they come. So if you want to buy my course and elevate yourself, you'll also learn more about my personal story, my history. But my personal life, whether I am married, single, dating 10 different men, everyone wants to know how old they are too. None of your business. Has nothing to do with the validity of the information that I'm sharing with you. So, T Smitty, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I will drop those links in the caption and I'll be back with another Q&A.